What's going on, everyone? Jeff back with another video, and it's time for me to throw my irons in the fire. Let's talk about Nikola stock, ticker symbol NKLA. There is so much going on with this stock so fast right now. In just a couple of days, we've seen these huge swings up and huge swings down. I've got the 3-month chart pulled up on Nikola. Back at the end of June, and during June, it was a $70 to $80 per share stock, has seen big dips down into the 40s and in the 30s. And if we want to look at last week, just kind of go into all the activity that took place last week. On September 4th, Nikola was trading at $34 a share. Let's fast forward 4 days later, got up to a high of over $54. And then once again, 4 days later exactly, Nikola is now trading at $31 a share. There is some big questions, some big question marks surrounding Nikola. There was some really exciting news about a strategic partnership with General Motors. That's what got the stock to jump up so big. And then a huge hit piece from Hindenburg Research made this stock sell back off massively. And there is a lot of questions that need to be answered. This one is pretty complicated. If I wanted to, I could probably make a 2 or 3 hour video on just all the content that came out, between the GM partnership and the hit piece. So I'm gonna try to hit the main points here. And towards the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my opinion if Nikola stock is a good stock to hold, if it's a definite short sale. Are they going to be able to turn this around? Does the market cap actually meet up with the company's valuation? I think that's pretty obviously a no at this point. And we're just going to try to figure out what in the world is going on with Nikola stock right now. And if you want some quick advice at the start of this video, guys, I'll be more than happy to give it to you. If there's far too much controversy surrounding a company that you don't know very much about, just leave it alone. You will likely lose on either side you pick. And that is certainly the case with Nikola right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we do, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. I appreciate all the support. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Alright guys, so I've already decided I'm going to break this up into 2 different videos, just simply because I think there's really so much content I really need to cover, to properly represent this stock in this company. So just be on the lookout to a part 2 to this video, okay? The first thing we need to establish, being this is the first video I've really published on Nikola, is what kind of company Nikola is, what it is they do, and do they actually do anything yet? I think this is the most important thing to understand as an investor. I'm over here on the Nikola website right now, and to sum up, I guess give my best description on what it is Nikola does. It's kind of a concept company right now, and they design and plan to manufacture hydrogen electric trucks. As you can see, they have their line of Nikola trucks up here at the top: the Nikola 1, Nikola 2, Nikola Tray, Nikola Refuse, and probably the most popular one I've seen being the Nikola Badger. And they also plan to manufacture and sell some power sporting equipment. They have a couple of off-road vehicles, and they also are working to produce a personal watercraft vehicle as well. Now this is hilarious to me. I think this is funny. If you go over here to their store, they do actually sell t-shirts and hats and things of that nature, sweaters, but they don't actually sell any vehicles. So when you go to the website, if you want to buy something from Nikola, you can go ahead and get you a t-shirt, hat, but good luck trying to get a vehicle from Nikola right now, as this is all just kind of concept. And as is true, we've seen the case like with NIO, several other different little up-and-coming electric vehicle companies. This is not a profitable company, and it won't be for many, many years. It has not delivered a single truck, nor does it even have a factory to manufacture them yet. Let's take a quick look at their last earnings report. Now this earnings report was delivered on August 4th, so just a little bit over a month ago. They missed by 19 cents on EPS, and they beat on revenue by $16,000. So the little bit of money they actually do generate has been exclusively from small scale solar installation projects. But like I just mentioned, they don't expect these activities to generate meaningful revenue anytime in the near future. They generated a net loss of $88.7 million in 2019. So as of right now, this company is not really doing much of anything on the production side, which right there, as an investor, does have to send off an alarm. There's probably a lot better places to be spending your money. This is a house of cards right now, and you're investing into concepts. Now, this very closely reminds me of the marijuana boom 2018, when pretty much any stock that listed on the stock market ran up into drastic highs on the legalization of marijuana in Canada. As we have all seen in the past 2 years, those stocks have really sold off. People have lost a lot of interest in investing in those companies simply because they cannot produce the revenue and they cannot produce the company efficiency that we all need as investors to see they don't have any consistency. And you're going to see a lot of this now in the electric vehicle market. Nikola probably being a prime example of it. The stock did sell off over 15% after the earnings call because they were very light on details and there was not a lot of specific updates on customers for the battery powered electric truck due to be released in 2021 or reveal of the manufacturing partner for the Badger pickup truck. And yes, obviously there has been some things changed since then, and so we're going to get to that. That's why I want to kind of operate this video in a chronological order. We're only on August 4th right now. Now we're going to start talking about the events that have taken place over the last month. One quick side note I do want to mention before we start talking about the GM partnership, even at $32 a share, this is a $12 billion company by market cap. And keep in mind what we just seen on their earnings report, where they reported a beat of $16,000, I repeat, $1,000 on revenue. So obviously, even if you just look at their earnings, this company is extremely overvalued here at $12 billion. I think it definitely falls into the bucket of a good short sale. And if this company does not come up with solutions quick, I think it continues to fall. But again, if you are a new investor, you're inexperienced investor or trader, my best advice is just stay away from this completely. All right, now let's move the clock up to September 8th. And that being just 4 short days ago, I'm on the GM website right now where Nikola and General Motors formed a strategic partnership. The Nikola Badger is to be engineered and manufactured by General Motors. So now that is a very bright spot. Now they have solved one of their problems. Where are these vehicles going to be manufactured? General Motors is going to be partnering with Nikola to do so in their factories. Let's dive into some of the details of this partnership. General Motors is to receive $2 billion equity stake in Nikola in exchange for certain in-kind contributions. And now that also puts General Motors within about 11% ownership stake in Nikola. Now GM is to engineer, validate, and build the Nikola Badger for both the battery electric vehicle and fuel cell electric vehicle variants as part of the in-kind services. Nikola anticipates saving over $4 billion in battery and powertrain costs over 10 years and over $1 billion in engineering and validation costs. General Motors expects to receive in excess of $4 billion of benefits between the equity value of the shares, contract manufacturing of the Badger, supply contracts for battery and fuel cells, and the EV credits retained over the life of the contract. Now right down here at the bottom, I think this is the one we should all be looking at very closely. So now from where we are at in 2020, the Badger is not even going to start being produced until 2 years from now, which means we have 2 years of earnings reports coming in with basically no revenue and no sale. Now, that could change. There's going to be a lot of things come up, but where we are forecasting right now from today's date and over the next short-term period of time, this stock is not going to be generating any real revenue, and that will catch up with the stock price. You cannot float on hype forever. You can float on hype for a little while, but you cannot do it forever. Many different sectors have proved that. And then now coming back to the stock price, as you can see here on the 8th, this is where Nikola was trading at $35 a share, and it bolted up to over $53 a share just in one trading session. So just a huge, massive run, up 25% on this strategic partnership, and the stock landed well in the green that day, and it did start to sell off over the next couple of days. Now there's going to be a lot of material in the second video I publish, guys. Make sure you watch that too. Let's go ahead and start talking about the events that took place now on September 10th. So what we have here is the Hindenburg research report on Nikola stock, okay? And as you can see right up here, the title, Nikola, how to parlay an ocean of lies into a partnership with the largest auto OEM in America. And OEM, that means original equipment manufacturer. Now, before we even attempt to dive into this Hindenburg report, I'm going to warn you, there is so much material to cover here. It could take hours and hours to kind of go through this, comment on it, discuss a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to have a link for this Hindenburg report down in the comment section. But for time's sake, I'm just going to go through and try to highlight some of the biggest points in the article, okay? So let's get started on that now. Let's go through a couple of these bullets. Today we reveal why we believe Nika is an intricate fraud built on dozens of lies over the course of its founder and executive chairman Trevor Milton's career. So immediately the first sentence, very attacking. They are going after Nikola, and in Nikola's defense, I'm gonna try my best to play judge, jury, and executioner here. You know, Hindenburg research, they are devoted to shorting stocks, or at least finding fraudulent activity in the stock market. They've even already mentioned that they do have a short position in Nikola. So they probably are expecting movement from traders as well. They're probably expecting a lot of put options contracts, a lot of short sales, and people betting on the fact that Nikola stock is going to trade down very hard for a very long period of time. Now, they have gathered extensive evidence, including recorded phone calls, text messages, private emails, behind the scenes photographs detailing dozens of false statements by Nikola founder Trevor Milton. We have never seen this level of deception in a public company, especially of this size. Like we mentioned, $12 billion market cap. Now, as far as me personally, this is the point that I heard the most outrage about. And also I heard a lot of speculation on both sides. We're going to get into that even more. We reveal how, in the face of growing skepticism over the functionality of its truck, Nikola staged a video called Nikola 1 in motion, and this showed the semi-truck cruising on a road at a very high rate of speed. Now, with Hindenburg research, their investigation of the site and text messages from a former employee revealed that the video was an elaborate ruse. Nikola had the truck towed to the top of a hill, and a remote stretch of truck simply filmed it rolling down the hill. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen the Nikola 1 in motion video. If you do want to see it, just go to the YouTube search bar, punch in Nikola 1 in motion, and you will find it. They even comment on the partnership with General Motors. In addition to now using GM's battery technology, Nikola seeks to use the automaker's production and fuel cell capabilities. Nikola seems to be bringing nothing to the partnership but concept designs, their brand name up to $700 million they will be paying for GM for costs related to production, okay? And like I said, this is a total hit piece. There is so many bullet points. Like I said, feel free to click on the article and go through this piece by piece. I've been reading on it for like a day and a half. Seriously, it is absolutely huge. There's so many things in here. Now they put their thesis kind of into place as to why Nikola is taking the steps that it is right now. Obviously, a relentless Tesla rally pressured General Motors and other legacy automakers to catch up. That is why they feel the strategic partnership between GM and Nikola is now taking place. It gives GM a very well-branded access point to the EV and fuel cell market. Also, being a legacy automaker, as we all know, legacy automakers have performed terribly over the past 5 years. Ford, GM, several stocks and companies like that, even Toyota, these companies are not performing well. They're actually losing a lots of market share, while companies like Tesla and NIO are dominating the EV markets right now. So one motivation would be GM temporarily staves off pressures from analysts and stakeholders by entering this partnership with Nikola. They go into very, very vivid detail about Trevor Milton. Now, the second video I published, we're going to get into his response. We're going to talk about a lot of the rumors that's going on here with Trevor Milton. And trust me, the second video is going to be a lot more interesting than this video, as far as, you know, sometimes you don't want to hear rumors if they're rumors. At the same time, you might be glad you heard a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about in the second video, because it could be devastating to Nikola as a company if any of this stuff is true. Again, they get in very, very good details. 2018, like I just mentioned, in order to continue the appearance of progress, Nikola posted a YouTube video of its Nikola 1 in motion on the road. And Hindenburg research claims that they have text messages from a former employee that reveals the truck was simply filmed rolling down a big hill. And I will show those to you quickly. I don't know how much stock you want to put in this, but these are apparently text messages with former employees of Nikola. And here is the conversation here. Yeah, the truck commercial was done. They were planning it before. And the last text message comes up and says, and as I asked Kevin how it was going to work, he said they would tow it to the top of a super low grade hill and let it roll. They even went to all the trouble. They rolled a vehicle in neutral down the same hill. I'm talking about Hindenburg research here. We reached a top speed of 56 miles per hour and rolled for 2.1 miles. This thing just continues to go on. It is probably the most extensive hit piece I have ever seen put out by one of these firms, okay? So like I mentioned, guys, it will be linked up and pinned down in the comment section. Feel free to go check that out. This is going to wrap up the first video, but here is what we're going going to talk about in the second video, okay? We're going to talk about Trevor Milton's response to this. We're also going to talk about some of the suspicious activity that has gone on since his response, okay? And I think this really is not looking good on Nikola, even though a lot of it's still looming around in Rumorville and nothing has been proven yet. So make sure you tune in for the second video, guys. That's all I got for this one. Thank you as always for watching and have a great day.